Zhenya and this is Zhenya's kitchen. Don't get fooled that we have only 2 ingredients, shrimp and pasta. Today we're gonna make one of our most favorite dinners, shrimp and pasta, and I'm gonna make homemade white sauce. It's delicious. There is some technique to it. It's not hard. I promise you can do it at home. And by the way, before we started cooking, thank you so much to my parents-in-law for this gorgeous apron they brought to me all the way from Italy. Like, this thing traveled. So awesome. All right, so pasta. Let's start cooking it. I'll meet you at the stove and we're gonna start cooking the pasta. So the water is boiling. I have about 2/3 of a pot of water. And we're gonna put some salt in it. Pasta likes salt. And as the last time BuzzFeed on Facebook said that the oil thing in the pasta water is not true. So we're gonna put about like a teaspoon to teaspoon and a half. And then I have spaghetti. I don't measure them. I just put them in. I said we're gonna try shoot for about 2/3 of a pound or so. But I'm totally eyeballing it, so I do a little bit more. So it's like chocolate chips. Pasta, you can put a little more. And I break them in half so it's easy to get in. So now I'm going to lower it to medium and I'm going to cook it till it's al dente, which is probably about 6 to 8 minutes. We are going to taste it. Eric is the best pasta taster, just so you know. So it's going to be perfect. So this is cooking. Now I'm gonna meet you at the other table and I'm gonna show you how to prep the shrimp, and then we're gonna come back here and then we're gonna cook the shrimp, make the sauce, make the pasta. Oh my god, it's gonna be so delicious. I have a bowl of shrimp here. I actually cleaned them all by one because I want to show you how to clean it. So this is called easy peel and it is raw. So I'm gonna turn on a little bit of water. And if you see me, I hope you see me, take the skin off. Not the skin, but the shell, the tail. There's a lot of meat in the tail. Okay, now I'm going to cut. See how it's cut here, but it stops. Well, there is still a vein there. You can believe it's a vein. I'm telling you, it's a shrimp poop. We need to extract it. So I'm slicing it. I see it. I'm gonna get it out and I'm gonna rinse it out. And rinse out the shrimp itself. Clean shrimp. Poopless. I'm telling you, it's not a vein. If you eat somewhere shrimp and it tastes a little grainy, you're eating the poop. Don't eat it. You need to clean it first. Ew. I even checked the shrimp on the shrimp ring. You have to make sure there is no tail poop in the tail. So yucky. Anyway, we're done with poop. I'm gonna rinse out the shrimp one more time actually. And now we're gonna cook it. We're gonna cook it in the pan with some oil and some maybe garlic. So pan in 2 minutes. I'll meet you there. We'll wait till it's hot before we start taping so we can go oil, hot, everywhere. The pan is hot. I'm gonna put a little bit of olive oil in there, and maybe a little bit more than a little bit. And it's gonna get hot in a second. We have the shrimp. Oh my goodness, it's gonna be so delicious. And let's try it. Oh, it's hot. So I'm not dumping them out just because there could be some excess water left in here. I'm just gonna plop them in one by one. I am totally fine with crowding them in there. I just don't want the water. Ooh, the sizzle. Alright. Okay, so now I'm gonna go wash my hands. And I'll be right back with you. And maybe we'll give it actually a couple minutes to let it cook just a teeny bit. And don't forget, the heat is a little bit above medium, just in case, because you don't want it to start losing all the liquid. You want it to actually kind of fry a little. So give me a couple minutes, wash my hands, recoup here, and I'll see you back at the stove. A few minutes lapsed. The shrimp lost a little bit of juice, but it's not deadly. It's gonna be okay, I promise you. So we're going to take the garlic squisher and some garlic I have here. Squish it out. It's gonna give you great flavor. And one more time, if you, I don't know if I've ever told you. Okay, if you don't have a garlic squisher, what you do is you take a garlic clove, you put it flat side down as much as you can on the cutting board. You take a big knife and put that flat side down and whack it. Don't whack the sharp part, the flat part. And that will make it squish, and then you just chop it a little bit. It will give you a very similar result. Now we're gonna put some cracked pepper, about half a teaspoon. And I also really like with this, just a teeny bit of dried parsley. Like about a teaspoon too. It just does something. I'm not sure what. It just does it. The shrimps look like they're almost ready. By the way, the pasta cooked for 8 minutes and it was perfect consistency. So I didn't have a chance, but I did put it in the colander and the water is all out. And it's almost ready for the sauce. Whoa! Lost shrimp. Okay, we'll get to it later. Alright, this is it. That's all it needs. It's a little toast with all the spices. Now I'm gonna move it to the bowl. And I'm actually gonna use the same pan without washing it or anything. This is what we want, is all the shrimp juices and a little garlic left. I do need to get more ingredients, so I will be back with you in a second and we're gonna make white sauce. And by the way, I do have a whisk that is silicone. If you don't have that and you're using non-stick, you need to either move to a different pan that you can use a regular whisk in, or you need to accommodate. You might not ruin this. This is not okay. So I'm gonna get my fancy whisk and all the ingredients and I'll be back with you. I'm gonna make this into sauce. As I said, I'm gonna use the same pan. I put it back on medium heat. I have about a tablespoon of butter here. And it melts beautifully right away. And if you can see, there is like little pieces of garlic, a tiny little pieces of shrimp. Oh, it's gonna be so tasty. Okay, so we're gonna let this melt. The silicone whisk. Just move it around so it melts faster. Okay. You know what? As it's melting, I just remembered I forgot one more ingredient. I'll be right back. Got the ingredient, Parmesan cheese. Butter is melted. There's tiny little piece of it left, so that's all good. Now I'm going to take about a tablespoon of regular flour, if it will ever come out. I'm having flour issues here. This is about the measurement of a tablespoon. Woo! And then kind of move it around. This is roux. We don't need a lot of it. But this is what's gonna make our sauce thick. And now I am gonna measure some milk, just so I know how much I'm using. And you're gonna slowly mix it in. Whoa. Okay, this was a cup. I think we need a little bit more. About a cup and a half. That's good. It's alright, cup and a half of milk. And just, you're gonna stir it just a little bit here and there, so it keeps up the consistency. I'm gonna put my whisk here. I'm gonna put some of my favorite dry parsley, about a teaspoon. About the same amount of pepper. Italian seasoning. Very nice. Just a little bit of dry garlic. Not like we don't have enough garlic, but hey, you can't have too much garlic in this dish. Dry onion or onion powder. A little salt. Okay. And Parmesan cheese. I'm not measuring, but I can tell you if you do at least a quarter cup, you won't be sorry. And now we're just gonna slowly mix it in so it cooks. You don't want to leave this alone. You want to stay in the kitchen and make sure it cooks and doesn't stick too much and you want to try with your whisk, get all those little pieces of the bottom of the pan, because that's what makes it even more flavorful. And I am on medium heat. So I'm gonna stand here for at least 3 minutes and cook it, and I'll come back to you and we'll see where we are. If it takes a little longer, I'll tell you if it took a little longer. But this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stand here for a few minutes, just stirring it. The sauce is getting a little bubbly and gorgeous, and it's getting thicker. See how yummy that is? I think this is the time. And don't forget, you can't put too much Parmesan on it. Just can't spoil this thing. I'm gonna dump the pasta out. Got a little stuck to the colander. Woo. Alright. And now I'm gonna put the shrimp, some oil, whatever's left in there. Lower the heat just to regular medium. And just mix it in. Gently mix in the sauce. Don't pull too hard. I just want it mixed in. Because you can always put more sauce when you're serving, but you want the pasta to get that deliciousness. This is by far one of the fastest dinners. Maybe the video is going to be long, but when you actually get a hand of this, it's quite fast. All right. This is done. I'm going to go get a plate and a fork, and I'll be right back because I'm having a taste test. Taste test, here we go. Some pasta and shrimp. This looks amazing. Okay. Move this out of the way so it's not bothering you. You can, at this point, put more Parmesan, mozzarella, whatever you like. Make a garlic cheese bread. All you need is this. The shrimp, the noodle, the sauce. It's gonna be piping hot. Oh. Oh. It's just creamy but light. How is it possible? Garlic makes it light. Takes the richness away a little bit. The noodles are perfect. The flavor is delicious. You can feel the Italian seasoning, the garlic. The shrimp has great flavor. It's juicy. It's perfectly cooked because I did it. This is just amazing. This is one of my favorite dinners to make. This is quick, this is easy, takes a little getting used to. You can do this. I'm Zhenya, this is Zhenya's Kitchen, and this is one of my favorite weeknight dinners, spaghetti or noodles with shrimp and white sauce.